Welcome. I'm so glad you could join me tonight. Go ahead and get as comfortable as you possibly can. Let your body sink heavily into wherever you are sitting or lying down. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Release the tension in your jaw and just let your eyes rest gently on the board. Look at the clean, crisp segments, the contrast of the red and the green, the deep black and the bright white. Playing darts is all about finding your absolute center. It requires a unique kind of quiet focus where the rest of the world just fades into the background. Before we throw a single dart tonight, let's take a deep grounding breath together. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold it for just a second, and let it go with a slow, gentle sigh. Let the heavy weight of the day fall entirely away from your shoulders. Tonight, our only target is stillness. Listen closely to the subtle sound of the flight cutting through the air, and that beautifully satisfying thud as the point finds its home in the sisal fibers of the board. With every single throw, I want you to imagine releasing a little bit of stress, a little bit of tension. Just let the repetitive, predictable rhythm carry you deeper and deeper into a state of total relaxation. You know, darts has a very special, deeply personal meaning in my family. Every time I hear that specific, hollow thud of a dart hitting the board, my mind immediately travels back to a story about how I actually came into this world. Back before I was born, my mom and dad used to spend hours playing darts together. It was their favorite way to unwind. They had a classic bristle dartboard set up right in their cozy attic, tucked away under the wooden rafters. It was their little secret retreat, a quiet place at the top of the house, where they could talk about their day, laugh, and get a little bit competitive with each other. Well, one particular evening, they were up there in the attic, completely lost in a game. My dad was probably overthinking his math, trying to line up a finish, and my mom was likely leading the scoreboard. When suddenly she started feeling this dull, aching pain in her lower back. Now, because they had been standing up there at the Osh throwing for quite a while, she just brushed it off. She honestly thought it was just regular old back pain from standing on the hard attic floor. She even kept playing through it, lining up her darts, focusing on the treble 20, aiming through the ache. But as the game went on, that back pain started coming in waves, getting tighter and more intense with every leg they played. Finally, my dad looked over and realized this wasn't just tiredness from a long game of darts. In reality, she was in full labor with me, right there, surrounded by the warm wooden beams of the attic. With the darts still resting in their hands, my journey into the world began. I always like to think that the rhythmic thud, thud, thud of those darts sinking into the attic board was the very first soundtrack to my life. It's probably the exact reason why I find this sound so incredibly comforting, grounding, and safe today. It is literally woven into my history. And maybe that's why games like darts can feel so strangely calming. There's something timeless about them. No flashing screens, no rushing, no constant noise demanding your attention. Just a board hanging quietly on the wall, a few darts resting in your hand, and the slow rhythm of aim, breathe, release. Imagine now the soft lighting of a quiet darts room late at night. Maybe there's a small lamp glowing in the corner, casting warm golden light across the board. The rest of the room is dim and peaceful. You can hear the faint creaking of the floorboards as someone steps up to the line. Maybe there's the distant hum of rain outside, or the low whisper of wind brushing against the windows. Everything feels safe here. The dartboard almost becomes hypnotic when you stare at it long enough. Ring after ring after ring, circles inside circles, drawing your attention gently inward. Your breathing slows naturally, your heartbeat becomes steady and calm. And the more you focus on the center of the board, the more your own mind seems to settle into its own quiet center too. Let's take another slow breath together now. Inhale deeply. nice and slow, and exhale gently. Good. Notice how your body already feels heavier than it did a few minutes ago. Your muscles don't need to work so hard anymore. Your arms can relax completely, your hands can soften, even the tiny muscles around your eyes can finally let go. Imagine holding a dart in your hand right now. Feel its weight, not heavy but reassuringly solid, perfectly balanced, the cool metal barrel resting against your fingertips, the smooth flight at the back catching just a little bit of air. There's something deeply comforting about repetition, picking up the dart, stepping to the line, focusing, throwing, watching it land, then doing it all over again. A simple rhythm, a peaceful rhythm. And with every repetition, your thoughts begin slowing down too. Picture yourself standing in front of the board now. There's no pressure to win, no score to worry about. Tonight is not about competition at all. Tonight is simply about quiet focus. You lift the dart slowly. Your eyes settle softly on the board. You breathe in and release. The dart glides effortlessly through the air before landing exactly where it needs to. Not because you forced it, but because you were calm, relaxed, centered. Sometimes the best throws happen when you stop trying so hard and simply trust your body to move naturally. And maybe rest works the same way too. You don't have to force yourself to sleep tonight. You don't have to chase relaxation, you can simply allow it to happen naturally, one slow breath at a time. Let's tune back into the physical sensations of the game. Look at the barrel of the dart in my hand. Notice the intricate, textured grip, the fine knurling and grooves carved into the heavy metal. Feel the contrast between the cold, dense tungsten and the warmth of your fingertips as you roll the barrel between your fingers. When you line up a shot, the entire universe shrinks down to a single tiny point on the board. The background completely blurs out, the noise around you stops. There is no past to regret, no future to worry about. There is only the straight, perfect line between your hand and the target. Allow your mind to become that sharp, singular point of focus. If any distracting thoughts or anxieties try to creep into your mind right now, that's okay. Just acknowledge them, gently place them onto the tip of a dart and fling them away, letting them drop harmlessly to the floor. You are completely safe here in this little pocket of quiet, peaceful concentration. The wonderful thing about darts is that every throw is a fresh start. If one dart lands badly, it doesn't matter. The next throw begins completely new, clean slate, new opportunity, no need to carry frustration forward. And your mind can work that way too. You do not need to carry the weight of the entire day with you into tonight. You can let it go, throw by throw, breath by breath, until there's almost nothing left to hold on to except this calm moment right here. Now, the room feels even quieter than before. The air itself seems softer somehow, heavier, sleepier. Maybe your eyes are blinking slower now. Maybe your breathing has become so steady you barely even notice it anymore. The dartboard waits patiently in front of you, unmoving and calm. The center point sits there quietly, almost glowing in the low light, giving your mind one final place to rest. Notice how heavy your eyelids are starting to feel, perfectly matching the steady, hypnotic rhythm of the final throws. 3 darts left in the hand. And one by one, they find their resting place. Perfect balance, perfect geometry, perfect peace. You've done a wonderful job tonight, just staying present, listening, and allowing yourself to truly rest. The board will always be here whenever you need to step up to the line. Take a deep breath and quiet your mind. Enjoy the rest of the dart session. Thank you for sharing this game with me tonight. Sleep well and good night. See you next time. Bye.